I'd like to call over the meeting of the Perry Carnegie Library. It's April 18th at 6:15. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Here.
Morrell, Platt, here, Eversole, here, Marshall, Franklin,
Here.
Gilbreath, here, Coldiron,
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
I'd like to declare a quorum. I'll be giving invocation tonight myself. Will you please pray with me? My Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for the opportunity to serve in this city with all these other people. I thank you for giving them the drive to come here and try to make this a better community. I thank you for the moisture that you've given us the last 2 nights, and I thank you for providing it to us in a safe manner. I ask that you be with us this evening, that we make good decisions, and everything that we do can glorify you in your name. We pray this through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
All right, you have listed there before you item number 1, the consent agenda.
Move to approve as submitted.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt, yes, Eversole, yes, Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbreath, yes, Coldiron,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you. Comments from those assembled. Anyone want to make a comment about something at the library board? Seeing none, we will have the presentation of the quarterly report by our librarian, Pam Riggs.
Thank you all. So I am getting smarter. Unfortunately, we did have the new carpeting installed. So while I'm talking, I've asked Tyson to display the pictures. So I'll be on the TV less, but you'll still know my voice. I told him he could replay those pictures as much as he wanted. So much has happened since the library board meeting. So much. We had the Progress Club coffee. It was held on April 13th. Many lovely snacks were provided by members in the community, made gracious donations. We raised almost $2,000 and more money will arrive. The Perry Daily Journal donated publicity, and Exchange Bank and First Bank donated an ad in the Perry Daily Journal. Thorns donated door prizes and balloons. We so appreciate all the businesses and donors that make this event successful. We were fortunate to have authors Peggy Chambers and Shelley Malacott Dutchman at our event. So the carpet is gorgeous. And it will get there. Our heroes right there on the TV, those Ditch Witch guys. I'll elaborate more, but they saved us. This project would not have happened without the generous donation of Ditch Witch. The bill for the shelf moving was over $17,000, and employees of Ditch Witch made the project appear effortless. The shelves were dismantled and put in the pod along with other library furniture. After the project was completed, Ditch Witch returned and brought everything back in. Returning everything to the proper place was more time-consuming than dismantling. The shelving had to be returned to the exact location to meet ADA guidelines. Ditch Witch even provided new screws for the shelves and shims for stability. In addition, they brought back in all the boxes. We had over 700 boxes for this project, and we were truly dreading bringing the boxes back into the building. Ditch Witch employees brought the boxes back in about 45 minutes. I was practically doing cartwheels while those boxes were coming back in. The Streets and Parks crew did help with this project. Streets made a ramp to the pods and assisted with cones and blocking the parking spots for delivery and pickup. Parks assisted in taking boxes and small shelvings to the pod. The staff and volunteers worked tirelessly. Putting the books back in order was a huge project, and the staff had a great attitude. We had many volunteers, but one volunteer was indispensable. Angel Graham arranged the boxes by collection and stacked them numerically in groups of 10 boxes. We did not have the physical strength to sort hundreds of boxes. Angel Graham did. Angel Graham pulled it off for us. When I saw all those boxes totally out of order, we would see like box 74 of fiction on top of box 12 of nonfiction, on top of box 3 of audiobooks. It was Angel Graham saved us. Our crew, made largely of those wearing bifocals, Put materials in order at eye level before taking to the shelves. Those top shelves and bottom shelves are really hard. The contractor did a great job and was easy to work with. At inspection time, the interior designer could only find one seam, and the huge in that repeat in that carpeting is huge. So that's a big deal. We were able to open 2 days early. The funding was $6,800 from the city, $3,000 from Elizabeth Willems. Friends of the Library pitched in $1,500, and the Perry Progress Club $8,099. So this truly was a group effort, truly, and I'm proud of the way this all happened. Flooring downstairs. We put the flooring downstairs out to bid for the second time. There were 3 potential bidders at the meeting, and that's wonderful because whenever we bid before, even though we've advertised, every time we've put it in multiple newspapers, we've either had 0 or 1 bidder. I think the economy in Oklahoma is changing because this time we had 3 potential bidders at the pre-bid meeting. So that is wonderful news. We do have grant money for this project. The flooring samples are downstairs on display. We do not anticipate closing for this project. We are going to do our best not to use boxes. Most of the remaining books will be placed in the lower shelves upstairs, and we're going to bring the shelving. Some of the shelving is secured together with nuts and bolts to each other, and some is freestanding. The freestanding shelving we're going to bring up, and it's going to be very cozy, but we're going to do our best to just bring everything up. And we only will need 1 pod. I know that really did make the parking sort of tight. So we appreciate everyone's patience. We are gearing up for summer reading program. We are planning all sorts of programs. We'll make a separate flyer for July since we will potentially be getting new flooring downstairs during this period. And even if we're closed for carpeting, we're not going to throw a summer reading program under the bus. We have made plans with other places in town. For example, the museum and the fire station for field trips. So we're still going to continue summer reading program. And actually, we're going to start a little bit early to compensate for the fact that, it'll be chaos. So we're going to do our best to encourage the literacy. Summer reading program isn't successful unless it's chaos. So I say that with great fondness. Ann Height and Anna Lou Randall both donated a piece of depression glass for the shelving behind the circulation desk, and it looks really nice. I attended the Oklahoma Literacy Council for 2 days at a planning retreat in Oklahoma City. The street department put up a fence around our HVAC units because of the popularity of the location. Yeah, and I can hear them because I'm in my office and it's right by the HVACs. And we've even had homeless people keep their canned goods there. So it's a safekeeping thing. But we can't afford to replace those units. So it was a smart thing to do. I'm working on E-rate. E-rate is the federal funding for the internet, equipment, and telephone, although the telephone is being phased out. This is government money and has all the company paperwork. However, 80% off internet service is not something we can afford to pass up. The portal, the new website, is new, and they are working out the kinks and using the participants as beta testing. So that's quite unique. We have set up a permanent book sale in the library. That's my report.
Thank you, Pam. Any questions?
It does look beautiful. The carpet is gorgeous,
I said question, not statement.
but I decided to change it.
Can you form that in?
Yeah, can you format into
Do
a
you
question?
not agree that it is beautiful?
I agree.
There you go.
All right, thank you, John. All right, number 6, consider approval of amendment to the Perry Carnegie Library Policies and Procedure Manual. We've seen this several times, I think, that I remember, and I don't remember why we chose to lay it over. Maybe someone else can jog my memory.
It's back in the January meeting, as I recall, we decided to.
We just let, I think what we did was we posted a revised copy that showed the changes at the library, so patrons could see, you know, the updated policy manual. We didn't really get any comments back from that, so I think we're ready to recommend approval.
What do y'all want to do with it?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt. Yes. Eversole. Yes. Franklin.
Yes.
Gilbert. Yes. Goldheart.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Item 7, is there any new business that needs to come before the library board at this time? Seeing none, motion adjourned.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please, Lisa.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt. Yes. Eversole. Yes. Franklin.
Yes.
Gilbert. Yes. Goldheart.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you, Bill. I call to order the regular meeting of the Perry Municipal Authority. It is April 18, 2016. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Here.
Morrow. Platt. Here. Eversole. Here. Marshall. Franklin.
Here.
Gilbert. Here. Goldheart.
Here.
Johnson.
Here. I do declare a quorum. Item 1 of the agenda is to receive and approve the minutes of the regular PMA meeting of April 4, 2016.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt. Yes. Eversole. Yes. Franklin.
Yes.
Gilbert. Yes. Goldheart.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Item 4, comments from those assembled concerning the PMA. Any comments? Comments? Seeing none. Item 5, proclamations, commendations, reports, and inquiries by the governing body. Council, staff. Seeing none. Item 6, consider approval amendment 1 to the professional services agreement with CEC Corporation providing certain additional services to be performed by CEC. Mary, would you want to go into detail?
I can talk about this a little bit. Ty, you may have to help me out. So we have a list of 5 projects that we prioritize, 1 through 5, obviously. And project number 1 was priority number 1. And as we worked with FAA, there were issues, and we kept getting turned down on our, you know, we tried, Tony Baker, from CEC, our engineering firm, did his best to try to work with FAA, but we have a hangar that's been there for 40 years. And for some reason, and it's been there, FAA knows it's there, and for some reason they have an issue with it, and so we weren't able to get past the issues that FAA had raised. And our time is running out as far as, you know, making sure that we got our money for this grant period. And so we elected to go to priority number 2 so that we could, you know, go ahead and receive the grant funding that we are entitled to. And so what this does, it amends our engineering agreement, and it is going to, the project is going to rehabilitate the parallel taxiway. And on the additions, it does itemize out the specific tasks that will be performed by the engineer. And then there is an amount assigned to each one of those tasks. Let me go back, I'm trying to remember what the total amount was, but anyway, for the additional services in A2, that would be the amendment, the amount of the amendment. One of the items that's going to be done is updating the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program and Goal, which is item E. And that would be a one-time, we just haven't had it updated for quite a while, and so that would be a one-time expense, if I understand that correctly. And so we would just ask for approval of this so that we can go ahead and get our engineering plans submitted to FAA and get those approved. We have an indication from FAA we shouldn't have any problems, with this particular project. So
Will the grant cover all this?
90%.
Yes, 90%.
90%.
And the reason we've got to get that done, Bill, this year is if we don't, we'll lose $12,000 of our grant money. Because you have to spend it within a 3-year period. We had some left over.
So will there be additional money?
If
Above
we get our.
You have the 12,000 already, right?
Pardon?
You already have the 12,000 you're talking
Oh,
about.
we've got 400,000 for the project, already in the bank. But every 3 years, you roll over that money to try and build more money.
I see what you're saying.
If you go to the 4th year, you lose
You
that
lose what's on
money.
the
Start
backside.
losing it. Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Well, what is the update disadvantaged business enterprise program goal? You said we haven't done that. What is that?
It's just our program, our policy and our goals for including disadvantaged businesses in bidding,
It's a federal
federal
regulation
regulation.
that you must have this updated every 4 years to show that when you go out for your bidding, you're using disadvantaged companies, and they give you specifications that you have to use on the different companies and what they can actually do for you. We update this every 4 years, I think we did it.
It's federal. That's all.
Yeah, it's definitely.
The more he talks, the more I understand.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, definitely.
So essentially, we're switching priority 1 with priority 2.
And we'll go back to priority 1 eventually, because it's, it is our first priority, but we'll go back to that when we have a little bit more time and we aren't at risk for losing our money.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt. Yes. Eversole.
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
Gilbert. Yes. Goldar.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you. Any new business to be brought before the TMA this evening? Any new business? Seeing none, item 8.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second.
Didn't want to adjourn before.
That's correct. Roll call, please.
Stroller.
Yes.
Platt. Yes. Eversole.
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
Gilbert. Yes. Goldar.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you. Authority now. Call to order the regular meeting of City of Perry, City Council of City of Perry. It is April 18, 2016. Roll call, please.
Stroller.
Here.
Morrell. Platt. Here. Eversole.
Here.
Marshall. Franklin.
Here.
Gilbert. Here. Goldar.
Here.
Johnson.
Here. I do declare a quorum. Item 1, consent agenda. We have items A through I for our consideration this evening as presented. Any of those you'd like to have removed for further discussion? Or approve it as presented? It's gonna be a long night.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Stroller.
Yes.
Platt. Yes. Eversole.
Yes.
Marshall. No, he's not here. Franklin. Gilbert. Yes. Goldar.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Oh, Matthew, yeah.
You guys. Comments from those assembled. Anyone in here who wishes to make comments concerning the council meeting this evening? Here's your time to speak. Seeing none. Item 4, proclamations, commendation, reports, and inquiries by the governing body. I do have a proclamation I want to present this evening declaring April 17th through April 23rd, 2016 Autism Awareness Week. And here to join us in this is Katie Schaefer. She represents the foundation group. And I want to present her with this proclamation. Right here, Katie. It is signed by myself, our city manager, our city attorney, and of course, Dixie Johnson, our city clerk. I'll
Thank
present
you.
this to you.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Mayor Johnson.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you,
You
City
wanna
Council
say
members.
Say what it needs, feel free to talk to them. Tell them how important it is.
Sorry, I'm a little overwhelmed. I just feel very honored to be here on behalf of my son and those in our community who are affected by autism. I feel like the acceptance and in a community in ways that they can offer love and support. These kids have a really hard time. I just feel like I owe a debt to the teachers and therapists who have been able to help not only my son, but other children in this community to reach their full potential. And I just can't thank them enough. So thank you for this opportunity.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Katie.
I think our Senator Griffin has some legislation that she's working through the legislature for insurance coverage of autism. And so that looks like it's probably going to pass and probably be signed into legislation. So that's a really encouraging effort on the part of the legislature.
She's been our champion on all this. And it just has to go through the House of Representatives for a final vote. So very, very grateful for her.
Any of you who know Senator Griffin need to call. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you.
Mary?
Is it my turn? Okay.
Mayor, I have some breaking news and I'm just busting at the seams. Can I get it?
That's it.
I just found out a little more about it, but this was just posted on, by Warren Beath, and I don't know who he is, but it says, I'm thrilled to hear that Haley Brunson Potts, one of my first and favorite students at OU, just won a Pulitzer Prize for her role in the Los Angeles Times coverage of the San Bernardino shootings. One of her stories was featured in the LA Times entry. Her husband, Mark Potts, shared in this prize for his video work. Congratulations to them both, and she's a Perry girl.
Yay. Sue Mack.
Are you getting all your notes taken about this
I'm
meeting?
trying.
You following that? You don't get no newspaper report.
I'm covered LA Times right now.
Okay, we had a little tune-up tournament out at BMAC back on the weekend of April 9th and 10th, and there were 5 teams, 12 and under teams that participated, and you know, I know that doesn't sound like very many, but it gave us a good test of our concession stand people and our field workers. There were teams from Choctaw, Stillwater, Enid, Ponca City, and Derby, Kansas. Lots of very positive comments. Casey said he had 3 texts after the tournament was over that were very positive and complimentary, and he's, you know, usually you might get one from the winner, from the champion, you know, but to get 3 of the 5 he thought was an excellent response. And I did talk with one of the people from the Derby team, and they thought the facility was great and said that they would definitely be back, and they said that before they won the tournament. So they were the
That's right.
ones, they were the ones that won. So
Derby, Kansas.
from
How many
both
teams did
counties.
we have that were out of town? Were there some from Perry and some out of?
No, there were a couple people, let's see, one player on the Stillwater team is from Perry.
But there was no just Perry teams?
No, no Perry teams. It was all, Stillwater, Ponca,
Cool.
Enid, Derby, and Choctaw.
Cool.
So, and I was gonna talk a little bit about the upcoming DMAC tournament, but we have an item that's later on the agenda, and so I'll let Tiffany, she's gonna handle that one, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, as you probably noticed, Vance is open at their new location out in the commercial park, and at the time I wrote this, they were under a temporary occupancy permit. I'm not sure if they have their permanent occupancy permit or not. There was just something minor that they needed to take care of, and it wasn't going to be a big problem. So they're planning a big opening celebration on Saturday, April 30th, so mark your calendar. It'll be all day, an all-day celebration. And maybe you'll get some good deals on some vehicles that day. Maybe. Yeah. I talked a little bit about the Progress Club, library coffee. Pam has covered that pretty well, but the Progress Club has been a champion for the library for many, many years, and we can't thank them enough for all their support and all the things that they do to benefit the library. The selection committee for the engineering firms for the citywide street improvement program, they're going to be making their presentations a week from today. But there's 4 firms that have been shortlisted, so we'll have 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And assuming that the selection committee can come to a consensus, we should have that on the May 2nd agenda for a recommendation to the city council as to the firm or firms that we may want to recommend for consideration for our street projects. We did have some good news budget-wise. Our health insurance, we had a 3% increase that was quoted to us. That's probably unheard of. I don't think I've ever heard that in my entire career, and that's a long time. So anyway, after we talked with Russ, he thought that was a great deal, and so we have, we've signed up for another year with the 3% increase that we're with United Healthcare, and everything, employees seem to be satisfied with the coverage and not received any major complaints from anyone, and so that's usually the first sign if things are not going well. Then you start looking for other companies, but everybody seems to be happy with United Healthcare, and the 3% increase was pretty minimal, and so that's what we'll be recommending to the council. This will eventually come to the city council for approval. Citywide cleanup was this past Saturday. We had 20 volunteers, took in 100 cubic yards of trash, 40 cubic yards of metal. We picked up at 31 addresses for those that weren't able to bring their castaways or stuff to the street department. So that's 31 addresses, and that was good. We had 2 riding lawnmowers. These are just kind of the interesting things. We had a John boat, hot tub, lots of grills, lots of TVs, and a whole bunch of mattresses.
Oh my.
I just, it was just unbelievable. And that compactor truck could eat up about, could have eaten up any and all of those items, but, we didn't want to fill it up, to the brim and not be able to. So anyway, it was a great morning. Weather was great, wasn't too hot, didn't rain. And I want to thank Jim Franklin and the mayor for coming out and helping us that morning. And so
It was fun.
it was fun.
It was fun.
So seasonal summer jobs have been posted. We need lots of help at different positions. Some are field crew positions. Some are swimming pool lifeguards, pool manager. So there's a lot of opportunities for part-time seasonal positions at City Hall. And, not at City Hall, but for the city of Perry.
What kind of city hall?
Well, I guess. We don't hire any of them. Dixie hires them and then they go out into the department, so. Anyway, and we do have an item 9, which wasn't on your original report, city manager's report, and I'm gonna turn that over to Dixie for her to cover.
Because it's the exciting news.
It is the exciting
It
news.
really is. This has been a year we've been working on this, but we are accepting online credit card payments. Yay! It's been a really long time
Yes.
coming, effective today. Effective today. It's been such a long time because security was a top priority for us. And this wasn't anything we wanted to do ourselves and be responsible for all the credit cards. We went through OK.gov. They're responsible for the security, and it was just a process. And every time we thought we were about there, we did another step down, and then they'd say, oh no, now there's 3 more steps. So it just took a long time. But we're there. We've already had a couple of people pay online, just city employees, as a test. And it's worked very well, and we are very pleased to be able to offer that now to the public. Currently, we are only accepting utility bill payments online. Perhaps at some point, once we get that underway, we can expand that to court fees or other things, but currently it's just for utility bills. But Tyson has a link on the website, and our website is just www.cityofperryok.com. And right at the top of the first page, there's a big button, I think it's gold, and it says pay your utility bill online. You just click there, it takes you right through it. It's a very simple process. Put in your name and address, of course your credit card information. We're putting a requirement that you put in the name of the account, because sometimes we have maybe parents paying the child's account, and we want to make sure we get it credited to the proper account. So we'll need that, and then if you have your account number, that is very helpful, obviously. And then you'll have to put in the amount you're paying and go through the process. It will send you, if you put in your email address, it will email you right back a receipt. And so we're excited to have it underway, and we welcome everybody to try it out and start using it. There is a $1 per transaction fee. That does not go to the city, that goes to OK.gov. That's their fee for handling the processing for us. But for security reasons, I think it's well worth that fee. And so the credit card customer will be paying that fee.
What's the cutoff time on the 20th?
Well, it'll still be 5 o'clock on the 20th, just like if you walked it in.
Well, I just didn't know if it was like midnight or
Right,
what.
no, it'll still be, and whenever we get those, it has it down to the second that was put in. So on our reports, so we know exactly when that was entered, and we'll have to handle it just the same, because whenever the 20th is a weekday, the cutoff is at 5 p.m., and that's when we lock the doors. So it wouldn't be fair to allow somebody then to come in.
No, I agree.
and pay.
I just,
So it'll be exactly the same.
I'm paying an extra $1, I'll be able to pay till midnight.
Well, if they come in person, we're changing that a little bit too. You might tell them what it used to be and what we're gonna.
We were formerly, when somebody paid with a credit card in person, we were charging the fee that, basically it was an average of the fees that we were charged from the credit card companies, but it was based on the per hundred. If you had a $400 bill versus a $100 bill, it wasn't all the same. It was $3 per hundred. And since this is now $1 per transaction, for in-house credit card, we're going to go to the same fee. That way everybody pays the same. So it'll be $1 per transaction if you're present with your credit card as well.
Question?
That's all I have.
Doesn't
Save
your
the best for
new window
last.
Dropbox come with this system too?
Well,
We're working on it. We actually have a bid, and we have accepted the bid. We're just ready for it to start working. So,
Cool.
Like, we need it now.
we did need it this morning. All the envelopes in there were wet. All the payments were wet.
How much rain we get, an inch? 2 inches?
Yeah.
2 inches in the bottom of the bucket. I've walked up there before and that little flap's wide open, you know?
I know.
All right. Item 7, our financial officer,
All right.
Big Cheese is here tonight.
Exactly. right, we'll take a quick look at the financials. On the cash sheet, the only thing of note is the tribe payment that we got in, which is causing our major variance there in general fund. All the other activity was just our normal monthly inflows and outflows, and nothing really to speak of or anything out of the ordinary. Any questions on the cash sheet? If not, we can move on to the general fund. We are, as of March 31st, 75% through our fiscal year. So that's kind of our target number that we're looking for. Really, there's not a whole bunch to speak of. Library, as Pam indicated, the donations and the capital outlay for the carpeting are included in both of those numbers. In the economic development, the tribe deposit was included in that. In the ballparks, we're including almost $2,400 in entry fees in March and some donations. In the police department, we had some court restitution revenues in March, and that was really the only things of note in March that were out of what we might have normally seen. Any questions on general fund? If not, we can move on to municipal authority. Again, we're looking at about 75%, and really in municipal authority, there wasn't a whole bunch of activity really in any department. Some materials and supplies purchases, some repairs, small dollars in comparison to budget, so nothing really that was out of the ordinary that would skew our budget significantly. But speaking of budgets, since we are 75% through the year, we will be back in May and give you a first look at the 17 budget. So department heads have submitted their requests to Mary, and we're compiling those, and we'll come back in 2 weeks, give you a first glance, and a couple weeks after that, we'll go into more depth and have a public hearing and adoption in June, so we can meet our requirements for the Municipal Budget Act. So get excited for the fun that's about to ensue. So any questions?
No.
All
You wanna
right.
go back?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not gonna talk about it long, but
We're gonna go back to the city manager report and talk about the project status.
I got so excited about the online bill thing.
It's on the red tab with
Yes.
the other stuff.
Yes, it's right after the city manager's report, but it's the city manager project update through April 15th of 2016. And I'm not going to go into detail, but this will be an ongoing monthly update. Yeah, I'll be adding some items to this that I didn't, that I haven't added in, that are actually, part of the projects or part of my goals and objectives as the city manager. And so I'll be adding some additional items here, but right now we've got the budget, street improvement program, the sewer master plan, the wastewater treatment plant, the 15th Street culvert, economic development, electric rates, employee performance management, and the BMAC baseball complex. And so there will be more coming. We have a lot of things going on that are a lot of good things. And so I'm really sorry that Brad wasn't here, because this is what he loves. He loves this sort of thing. And so anyway, I look forward to hearing from Brad if he has any suggestions.
Shouldn't have had this in the library board meeting on the same agenda.
I know. So anyway,
Spooked him.
but it's a work in progress. It's the first, update, and it'll just continue to grow as projects get completed. I'll note that probably on the report that this is the last time this item will appear on the status report, because it's been completed, and so it'll be a living, breathing document. And if anybody has any questions, or if you have suggestions, I'm certainly open to any of those. So.
That's good.
Okay. Item 8 is to nominate, elect, and authorize the mayor to execute and deliver the ballot to the approve two trustees of the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group. Mary serves on that group.
No,
And
no, I don't, not yet.
oh, you are a candidate.
I'm a candidate.
Who else do we want to nominate for that? Who would like to serve on the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance?
Well, there's a ballot here.
All these guys?
All these people, it must be a popular. So it's really up to this group to decide who they want to, I assume you'll vote for me for one of the positions.
So what is the process here?
You vote for two,
We're gonna vote for two and
Vote
then
for
hand it
two.
to you?
and the
Or
mayor
to
will
the mayor.
sign off the ballot, and Dixie will send in the ballot, so.
Well, I picked Mary, then the person who was the furthest away.
You're so nice.
Hey, they want it, I'll let them drive it.
And who was that?
It's a guy from Bartlesville, I think.
There was one person on there that's named Alan.
Bartlesville is farther than Clinton.
He's the incumbent, he's on the board, he's running for reelection, so. Michael Bailey.
Well, it's a, draw a circle and it's kind of, iffy.
I like that nomination myself.
Like I said, he is the guy that's incumbent, or is he?
Yes, he is.
But anyway, Michael, I selected Michael and Mary. Y'all mark them the way you want. We'll get them together, sign off on them, and take care of business.
We need a motion to have two.
Okay. Could I have a motion, please, to nominate, elect, and authorize the mayor to execute and deliver the ballot for two candidates for the vacant positions?
Do you want us to come to a census on who we want to nominate, or you want us to do ballot thing? I mean, what are you asking?
We can come to a
for?
consensus. It's up to you guys. I'm just supposed to deliver it. Like I told you, I selected two, and if there's more of you want somebody else, then that would be it.
I think we might as well just hand it over there and let them count them up. Let it go with that.
Well, what I'm worried about is that we're gonna have one person pick each one of these, and then it's gonna be
Well, then I'll decide.
Gordon. I'm not good with that,
You
whatever.
give me free reign here now. You have,
We'll pass them all to the right and to the left.
Yeah.
They'll meet in the middle.
you have letters here from some of the nominees, two of them. I thought it was kind of neat that they would send that forward.
Oh, we forgot to put mine in here.
Yeah, doggone it.
Well,
But,
that was a given, they were voting.
I was wrong. Truly, the candidate farther west is this
Salisal.
Clayton Lucas from Salisal. But I've met and have met Michael, and that's the reason I went with him.
What are we doing?
This is
I'd like to make, do we have a motion yet?
Haven't had the motion.
I'd like to make the motion that Gordon has the authority to execute this
Ballot.
ballot.
I second.
Roll call, please.
Stroller?
Yes.
Platt? Yes. Emerson?
Yes.
Franklin?
Yes.
Gilbert? Yes. Colbert?
Yes.
Thompson?
Thank you. To make sure everybody understands, so far I have Michael Bailey of Bartlesville and our city manager, Mary Rose.
It's a secret ballot.
As a
Gordon.
candidate.
Doesn't matter now.
Delivered.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, item 9. Provide information on the grand opening, dedication, and first annual BMAC Memorial Tournament. Tiffany's gonna give us a report on that. She's has been on the committee organizing this tournament, and I want her to take the floor, take the applause.
I hate talking in front of people, but I'll tell you all about it. I'm very excited about it. We have worked for the last 2.5 months probably on this. So we're hoping it'll be a huge event. So the tournament is actually starting Friday, April 22nd. Casey tells me that the games are going to start at 6 p.m. Each age group will play 2 games. So whenever those end that evening. And then the tournament will resume Saturday morning at 9 a.m. We're going to stop the tournament at 1 o'clock for the dedication and plaque reveal. Gordon, I believe, will be giving a speech. We have a flag salute. We'll have a prayer. Someone singing the national anthem. And then we're also doing Brendan's heart recipient. Carrie Creech will throw out the first pitch, what we're calling it.
The official first
The
pitch.
official first pitch. So that'll be pretty special. We do have a couple news crews interested in coming, so if you want to be on News Channel 4, 5, or 9, come hang out with us and stay for the weekend. Everybody likes to be on TV. You can get a weekend pass for $6, which is a super good deal. Kids under 5 are free. We have a home run derby from 2 to 4 for all the players involved. We have some giveaways for the parents, grandparents, anybody coming out to watch can enter one of those giveaways. Mayor Johnson's wife has agreed to give $50 to the player team, whichever player hits the first out of the field, out of the park home run. So we're going to hold him to that. We put it in writing today, so. We do have t-shirts for sale. That money will be going into the Brendan McLarty Scholarship Fund, which gives away 2 scholarships each year to a qualifying senior, 2 qualifying seniors, to any school that they want. Let's see, what else do we have?
Tell about what the players are all going to receive.
Oh,
This is
yes,
awesome.
I forget about this, because we haven't put them together yet. We're waiting on all the promotional items to come in, but we had several donations, an overwhelming amount of donations. I was very impressed with the community, that they're very supportive. So with some of that money, we bought promotional items so that hopefully the people will want to come back to the ball field. Each player will get, we have about 300 players. Each player will get a sling bag filled with all kinds of baseball goodies, glasses cleaner, a pin, a trading pin, a towel. I don't know, we got all kinds of fun things in there for them. So each player will get one of those. And then we have the snow cone stand coming out. We have a photographer, a professional photographer, who's going to be out there selling pictures. The guy that sells necklaces and armbands will be out there, and each one of those vendors gives a percentage of their sales back into the ballpark. So buy something from them too, because we get money from them. So, and then the tournament after that, they play Saturday night until they're done, and then they'll resume Sunday morning, and then that'll be our weekend. So don't tell me you don't have anything to do this weekend, because you're going to come to the ballpark.
So is the home run derby just for the players that's in the tournament?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and for time restraint purposes, we're only taking 15 players from each age group.
What time is that?
The sign-ups start at noon, and the home run derby is from 2 to 4. And they have a nice big trophy for you if you win first place.
So will the tournament stop from 2 to 4?
No, we have an extra field, because we only have 3 age groups out there.
Mm-hmm.
So the dedication will take place on the extra field, and then when the dedication is over, we'll reserve that field for the home run derby. And then I assume they'll resume play on that extra field to kind of stay on schedule.
What were the age groups playing?
We have 8 and under, 10 and under, and 12 and under for this weekend.
How many teams?
We have 9 8 and under teams, 8 10 and under teams, and 6 12 and under teams. And Casey is still looking to fill some spots. He's thinking about 9 in each age group would be good. So, and we have people calling every day. I'm hearing. So.
They have them from Perry they're playing tonight?
We have
On the 12th?
several. Yes, there's probably 2 or 3 from each age group from Perry, but we've brought in teams from middle of Texas, south of Dallas, all the way to the middle of Kansas. So, yeah, drawing in some people from out
I-35 is a
of
good
town.
location.
And I've been told the photographers, the hotels are full, so the photographers can't even find a place to stay. So,
Wow.
Yeah. It's good. That's
Mr.
good.
Johnson's unhappy his is not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, be nice if the microtel was right here.
We're not.
The hotel motel tax would go up, won't it?
Yeah. The dandies even booked, so, you know.
I told the photographers they could stay with you over the weekend, you gotta.
Well, tell them, call me. I got 2 rooms. They're
So
private.
yes, I'm excited for everybody to join us. We've worked really hard, so I hope everybody will come out and support the ball field. Even if you don't like baseball, there'll be something else for you to do, I promise.
Cook hamburgers.
Yeah.
There are the people who work on this committee, and Mary and I have sat in and tried to participate whenever we can, but there have been people meeting week after week, putting this together, and we need to get a list of them, send a letter of thanks from the city to those people for putting all this together, Tiffany. And thank you.
I have a great group of people helping me, yes.
It's cool. It's really cool. Any other questions or comments concerning our infamous, world-famous B-Bank? We'll move on to item 10. Award, bid, and hay metal lease on 77.95 acres at Perry Municipal Airport to Jackie Shadowins Jr. Every year we get some kind of agreement out there for hay or crops or something every year. And this year, the acreages have increased, and it is for hay. And Jackie, the Shadowins have a hanger out there, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they're the crop duster, Jackie's the biggest fuel consumer that we have out there.
Yeah.
As far as crop duster.
We're lucky to have him out there.
But he did ask if he could rebid, because he was the only one that bid.
Nope, too bad.
Already did this.
Have a motion. Bill, have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Roll call, please.
Stroller?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Eversole?
Yes.
Franklin?
Yes.
Gilbert?
Yes.
Colvin?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes. Thank you. Item 11, review competitive quotes for the municipal swimming pool repairs and award a bid to Paddock Enterprises Incorporated, the total amount of $34,263, authorizing the mayor to sign said contract. We had, Bill commented on earlier tonight when he was looking at them that we had 2 real good bids.
Pretty close.
And, yeah, it's just amazing. So we need to award that and get the pool ready for this summer. Any questions or comments?
What
Mary?
happened to the $3,000 bid?
Well, that's to patch the leak.
Okay.
But the pool really does need to be sandblasted, primed, and painted.
Is that just for aesthetic purposes?
No,
It's for,
it's peeling and rough.
It's kind of like, you know, pools have liners.
right,
Well, this is the paint of the liner of this thing.
right, okay.
And it's, the surface is really rough because we had to use extra chemicals last summer. We kept losing water, and so we're adding fresh water, which required more chemicals to treat. And so it really ate up the paint, and it's peeling, and, you know, it's really not safe in the condition that it's in. And so we're recommending, you know, if we're gonna open the pool, or if we're gonna continue to use the pool, Brendan and I are recommending that this be done. You know, I know it's costly, but, you know,
Cheaper than building a new one.
it is, much cheaper than building a new one, and I think we have, you know, a good proposal from Paddock Pool, and so that's what we're recommending.
What kind of time frame are they looking at? I mean, are we gonna hit
As
our
quickly as possible.
Memorial Day?
We may go beyond that a little bit, but you know, as soon as we give him the go-ahead, then he can schedule it in.
Where does the money for this come from?
Well, that's a good question. We can either, maybe I should punt that to you, but it can come from reserves because it's not a budgeted item, or it could come from the 1/4% of the sales tax that was designated for capital improvements. We checked with Russ, and because this would be a multi-year improvement or last, you know, several years, it could be considered a capital improvement. And so that's, you know, the 1/4 of the 1% sales tax is designated for capital improvements. So that's another option, but we would have to have 6 yes votes, if I remember correctly, to approve the use of those funds.
Right.
What do you recommend?
I don't, you know, I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other.
One, I recommend the approval of the contract to Paddock Enterprises. Two, I'd like for you to make a second motion or add to the first to use those tax funds, those receipts through the KMA.
Those funds are available, you know, they're there, and it's just a matter of the council appropriating the money.
Questions, comments?
I think the pool is a staple of the community. I mean, I live just a couple blocks down from there, and I drive by it when I go to work, and I come home for lunch, and it's full. I mean, it is well worth our money. I don't know that you'll ever make that money back with the amount of kids. I don't know how much money it makes,
We never make any money.
but it is,
It never has.
I mean,
Something to provide
for the community, I think it's definitely worth it.
For the kids, it's great, it's the thing. I mean, it's just the thing.
At some point, we need to address the bathhouse. You know, and when we do, it probably just needs to be leveled and start over because it's not ADA compliant, and it would be really, really difficult to make that bathhouse ADA compliant as it is. So.
I haven't been in there in a long, long time.
Well, it's probably the
But I'm
same.
really sure it's the same one when I was.
I'm sure it is.
Yes, it is.
Hasn't changed much.
And the vending machine.
Just kidding.
Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, and then, do we go ahead and make a second?
Just add this to.
Okay, and add that we use the capital improvement fund to pay for that.
Second.
Is that all kosher, attorney? Yes. All right. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt,
Yes.
Eversole,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Colburn,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you, council. Item 12, consider approval of change order number 1 to project number 2642106 Nahost, US State Highway 86 Cedar Street sanitary sewer relocation project agreement with Downey Contracting LLC, and authorize additional payment of $46,150.84 and an additional 57 days to the contract time. As you read down here in the background, there's 3 combinations that cause extension of time and cause the change order. Number 1, the culvert wing walls as designed could not be used because 1, they were extending on the private property and had to be modified. Due to that, you had to have gabion baskets, which are metal baskets filled with rock that line the walls of the ditch that keep it from eroding out. And then 2, we had to put in the grass sod on those slopes to protect the slopes themselves. Then to adjust the final quantities and the estimates for the days.
And we know the sod needs to be redone. I mean, that's part of the 1-year warranty period. And so it's slipped a little bit on the steeper slopes, and there's kind of a gully that's actually starting in that one corner. So we'll be addressing those. ODOT's approved the change order, and the city will be reimbursed by ODOT. So.
Okay.
Motion to approve the change order number 1.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt,
Yes.
Eversole,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Colburn,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Number 13, consider approval of estimate number 1 with Evans and Associates Construction Company Incorporated, providing for the payment of $221,571.79 on the Perry Municipal Street Reconstruction and Overlay Project. This is to pay for work completed to this time, which is over 40%. Questions, comments? Motion.
Move to approve.
Have a motion. Have a second. Have a second. Ms. Platt. Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt,
Yes.
Eversole,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Goldar.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Item 14, new business. Any new business needs to be brought before the council this evening? Councilman? Item 15, consider convening into executive session for the purpose of, one, discussing negotiations concerning employees and representatives of employees, Lodge 137 Police and Local 4242 Fire, pursuant to 25 Oklahoma Statute 307B, B.2 and 2, conferring on the matter pertaining to the economic development of the city of Perry, to discuss and create a proposal to entice location retail business to Perry Commercial Park and create additional and retain jobs, payroll, and increase and/or continued cash collection as public disclosure will interfere with the development and implementation of said proposal. Motion.
Make a motion, we convene into executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Stroller,
Yes, ma'am?
Platt,
Yes.
Eversole,
Yes.
Franklin.
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Goldar.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Thank you. We are going to convene that in here, so all of you who are not here.
No, we did, Bryce did.
Yeah.
We talked 5 minutes. And 2 minutes when he was
Need a
in.
motion to reconvene?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt,
Yes.
Eversole,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Coldiron.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Item 16, we have reconvened. Item 17, any action deemed necessary in pursuant to executive session, including but not limited to the approval of economic development agreement for the sale of real property in the Prairie Commercial Park. What's your motion, Council?
I'll make the motion to authorize the mayor to execute the agreement with the new economical development park prospect,
Subject to their approval.
subject to their approval.
Second.
Have a second. Roll call.
Yes.
Okay, Stroller,
Yes.
Platt,
Yes.
Eversole.
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbert,
Yes.
Coldiron.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes. Item 18,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. Third.
roll call.
Stroller,
Yes.
Platt, Eversole,
Yes.
Franklin,
Yes.
Gilbert, Coldiron.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.